Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. If you're new to the channel, as always, let me give you the spiel. On this channel, we're doing a 3D modeling project where we're recreating the entire land of Hyrule in the art style of the Wind Waker. As you know, in the Wind Waker, all the islands of the Great Sea are just the mountaintops of Hyrule. So from that, we're extrapolating what would the world look like down below the ocean. You know, of course, in the game, you see a little glimpse of it. You get to walk around the castle, but that's it. That's all you get to see. And I know so many players are, you know, we feel so passionately that, like, we're told that Hyrule's down there, but we don't get to see it, you know, and our hearts are aching to see it. You know, that's how I feel. I feel so passionate. And for me, that's just something that this is, you know, I've had to create it. I just can't help it. You know, I don't know, like, and I think it's interesting that, like, there's some projects I do in my filmmaking life where people will ask, well, what inspired this project? You know, what convinced you to do this? And I think it's interesting that that I feel like a lot of the comments on this project, I feel like a lot of the people watching, I feel like y'all get it. You're not asking why, because if you've played Wind Waker, you know the feeling of looking out into Hyrule and just thinking, I wish I could explore more than I get to. You know, and for me, just as soon as I was able to do just a little bit of 3D modeling, it just became obvious that, to me, that I had the power to bring this world that I've always wanted to see to life. And so here we are. That's the spiel. That's the general. That's the gist. As always, I'm still so encouraged by all the comments you've left, and I want to read a couple of them in this video while we watch this time lapse of just continuing to work on the modeling for Kakariko Village in the style of how it looked in Breath of the Wild. It's you know, we're not getting a whole lot done in this video today. It's not like a super dramatic difference, but it is just kind of plugging away, whittling away, just getting a little bit of work done. And, you know, we can have a conversation as you know, as we watch that work get done. So yeah, I just wanted to respond to some comments. I'm really encouraged by all the comments that you leave. It really motivates me. And it's just cool to see how interested y'all are in the project, and I want to know the ideas that y'all have. As always, I really want to encourage y'all to comment all the locations that that you might want to see in this map, and because that definitely directly informs the areas that I work on. You know, it's like I have ideas in my back pocket here and there, but, you know, there's a lot of stuff that, like, if you tell me that you want to see me work on a certain location, you know, then I'll tell you that I listen to that. So, and I appreciate that a lot of you have already commented places like that. You know, I just got a comment from Dennis the Menace, who said, thank you, Dennis. Dennis says Snow Peak Ruins would be cool. And I said 100%. Yeah, I think Snow Peak Ruins, I've started like a little bit, spoiler alert, on Snow Peak Ruins. I don't know if I've talked about it in a video. But my plan is to put it in the, on the mountain with Ice Ring Isle. And I've started to model some things, but it's not quite textured yet. It's kind of like how the Lost Woods was. If y'all saw that video, and that still needs work too with the texturing, but that's something that that still needs a little bit of work done before I can show it off. But yeah, I love the environment and the mood of Snow Peak Ruins. It's just, I don't know, and there's still so many mysteries, and I feel like there's some great fan theories about, like, what was Snow Peak Ruins, but there's still mysteries that we'll never truly know. So I love that location, and I mean, I think it's a lot of people's favorite dungeon in Twilight Princess, and it's probably one of mine as well. I love all the dungeons in Twilight Princess, and I don't know, hot take, I think Twilight Princess has the best dungeons of any Zelda game. Maybe that's controversial. This probably is controversial, but I said it. To me, it makes such a difference how unique the locations are, from Snow Peak to the City in the Sky to the Temple of Time to the Twilight Palace. I mean, it's so dramatic, and even its take on some of the earlier dungeons, like the Forest Temple and Goron Mines and Lake Bed Temple, like, even though those are kind of just iterations of, you know, dungeons as they've kind of appeared in other games, like Goron Mines, you know, feels a lot like Dodongo Cavern in a way. I mean, they all, like, bring a really unique spin to it, you know. I mean, Lake Bed Temple is probably the most obvious, like, take on, like, Ocarina of Time's Water Temple in a new way. But I really appreciate the creativity and how the puzzles are integrated into the dungeon. There's just some really good stuff. So yeah, shout out to Twilight Princess. That was just kind of a side tangent, but all this to say is like I want to honor a lot of those locations. And something I've thought about with the water temple is it's tough because that feels like such an iconic location, but just because Wind Waker by its nature, the water is not transparent. And so it's like, well, there's some things like I think it would be cool to show something at the bottom of the lake, and I've just kind of been deciding like how I want to approach that, if that even makes sense in this game. I don't know. It's just something, comment down below if you would still be interested in seeing in some way what like the entrance to the water temple would look like, or that's something to think about. Some of these underwater locations, it's like, are there parts of the world where it could make sense to have transparent water? Would that be out of style with the aesthetic of the Wind Waker? Comment down below, let me know. But here we go. I just wanted to read this comment as well. This is from 57 minutes ago, so we're catching them new. And they said, this is criminally underrated. How does this only have 10K views? This is awesome. I love that comment, because for me, 10K is a lot. And I'm used to posting some of these videos, and I'm happy if they cross 100 views, and that's just, that's how I've been raised on YouTube. I'm not used to having videos that get that much attention. And so it's been really encouraging to me to see a video get 10,000 views. So for you to say only 10K, for me, it's like, whoa, it has 10K at all? Like, that's crazy. Which is just how I feel. And, I don't know. Like I said, I've been so encouraged to see you all watch, and I hope that people keep watching, but it's not, it's like, I don't do this for popularity, but I do want it to spread to everyone that's interested in it. That's my goal. I feel like this is a niche project. And so this is something where like, I don't feel any kind of sense of like, I need this to get 1 million views. Can we get 1 million likes on the video? This isn't about that. But I do feel like there's a lot of fans of the Wind Waker and in the Zelda community who would appreciate this project. So my goals with growing the channel is just that I want everyone who would care about the project to be able to see it. That's my goal as far as numbers go, and whatever the maximum number is there, that's fine. That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't have that evangelistic YouTuber attitude, I guess is the way to put it. Yeah. Here's one from Joe the Board. Hey, another Joe. My name is Joe, if y'all don't know. Joe the Board says, I think what's really funny is that we've all wondered what this game looks like without water. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like it's like, I do feel like I'm tapping into a collective desire that we all share. And it's really encouraging to see how many people feel the same way. That like, like I said earlier, it's like, this feels like a kind of crazy project to tackle on, but I kind of feel like all of y'all get it and kind of get why it makes sense to bring this project to life. So yeah, here's one from Grace Holbert. It said, wow, I'm so glad YouTube recommended me this to me today. That's awesome. So glad that these videos are getting recommended. I've been so happy to see that. Yeah. Let's see. Here's one from King Doge. Additionally, it may be interesting to go with a mangrove-style root mountain of some sort for the land beneath the Deku Tree. That's a good idea. See, this is what I'm talking about when I encourage y'all to leave suggestions, because that's something I wouldn't have thought about. But yeah, the idea of like these giant roots under the Deku Tree, under like the Forest Haven, that's kind of spooky. And I feel like especially like, in the Lost Woods, being able to see those like growing over you and shading the area, that would be really dramatic, and I really like the idea of that. I do really like that. Here's one from Asher 3311. Something that I think would be cool to see in the modeling videos is a before and after at the end of the video, just to be able to really let the difference sink in. I'm on it. If you're watching this video, Asher, I'm gonna put a before and after at the end of the video. I think, yeah, I really like, I encourage suggestions. I don't get hurt if y'all have criticism. I really, I really encourage that. Here's one from Toe Jamson. This is a good question. So there's so many different ideas you can do for Spectacle Rock, since it's different in a couple games. I believe Zelda 1, A Link to the Past, and Breath of the Wild. Do you have plans for it? And I said not anything beyond planning on, doing it for Spectacle Island, but yeah, you're right. It shows up in basically every region, right? So there could be multiple Spectacle Rocks. So this is a moment where I'm asking the audience, what do y'all think? Because yeah, like there are several Spectacle Rocks, and you see it in Death Mountain. I think you see it in the desert, and you see it in Wind Waker for Spectacle Island, and I think it's like Kakariko Village, right? Where I have like Kakariko Village from Ocarina of Time and from Breath of the Wild. And I might even recreate the 2 Kakarikos from Twilight Princess as well, because those are all kind of unique villages to me. And even though they all share a name, I say 2 because Kakariko and the Hidden Village in Twilight Princess. But to me, like they are kind of all separate locations. And maybe the Hidden Village is kind of supposed to be the same area from Ocarina of Time. But like to me, they are also all kind of different, even though they all kind of share a name. So I don't know, I feel like with Spectacle Rock, it could be the same way. Just embracing that, all right, there will be multiple Spectacle Rocks. And, I can honor that. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about that, and if y'all have any ideas. Because that is definitely something that I would appreciate. So Asher commented again. Here we go. Asher says, although it would be a lot of work, it would be neat to see some of the more memorable caves from Tears of the Kingdom, as well as maybe a few from other games. I totally agree. Also, I think a pyramid in the desert may be kind of taking design inspiration from the Link to the Past Dark World pyramid, and the pyramid in Four Swords Adventures would be kind of cool. I think a pyramid would really fit in with the cartoony art style 100%. Just wanted to share some ideas. This project's really cool and gets my brain running at things that would be really cool to see in it. 100%, Asher. Yeah, I love that this is, this is encouraging people to be able to think through the world and be creative. I love that I can encourage that. I 100% agree, and I think especially with the caves and Tears of the Kingdom, there are some really memorable locations now. There's some stuff that I'm not discussing Tears of the Kingdom spoilers on this channel yet, of course, just because I know a lot of people are still playing the game. I'm still playing the game. But yes, there are memorable locations now that I want to bring into this world. Not the Sky Islands, just because I feel like those are still not appropriate for this project, but there are still some other things that I'm interested in adding for sure. And I think a pyramid is a great example of something else from, like you said, A Link to the Past and Four Swords Adventures. That's a really iconic monument that I totally agree with that. I think that's a great idea, and that'd be pretty simple to implement. So yeah, maybe y'all will see that in the next video. So here we go. I could keep reading comments, and I really appreciate all the ones that y'all have left, but I do think I'm gonna have to wrap up the video here, starting to get it all to a close. So I mean, all this to say, I really thank y'all for paying attention. That feels weird, paying attention, just for watching. That's all I mean. Thank you for watching. And yeah, if y'all want to support me, there's several ways that you can do that. All the music that you've heard in this video is my music. Look up Joe Kendrick on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you listen to music. That's JoeKendrick. If you want another way to support me, look me up on Patreon. I just launched my Patreon, and I would love to see y'all there. I also have a coffee page if you want to donate through there as well. And that, of course, supports any of my projects, any of my filmmaking, or the creation of this project as well. So links to my Patreon and my coffee page are in the About section of this YouTube page. So go there if you wanna support me. I'd love to have you on board. And yeah, all this to say, this is another day of hard work. Thank you all for watching. That's all I gotta say. I'll see you all in the next video. See ya.